Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Dawn with Candy Cane Ridge. If you haven't already liked and subscribed, go ahead and do so now. Make sure and hit the bell notification so you'll know the next time a video drops and you won't miss out. Today I'm going to be walking you through how to make the dad block. This is quick and easy. It's something you can whip together this afternoon, tomorrow, in time for Father's Day. It would even be excellent as a memory pillow or in the center of a memory blanket. There are just so many options with this one particular block. Stick around and see if I won the bobbin roulette. I got to the very last seam and my bobbin said, I'm running out. So stick around and see if I won or if the bobbin won. So we're going to take our C blocks and on the back we're going to draw a line all the way down the back on the diagonal. We're going to snowball these onto our E strips. We're going to take our diagram and we're going to lay all of our pieces out. So that way we'll know exactly where everything goes. I've got everything laid out here. The C on the letter A, I have a line drawn. It doesn't matter. That is the only letter C that does not need a line drawn. I'm not going to worry about it. So now I'm going to start with my letter D, and I'm going to stitch my F to my A, right sides together, and then I'm going to stitch the bottom F to my A, right sides together. I'm going to take my letter D and I'm going to stitch on the diagonal line, both the top corner and the bottom corner. On your letter D's, make sure your diagonals are going in the direction of the letter D, not the opposite way. If you want to make sure, fold it up and make sure your background fabric is to the right. I'm going to take this D and I'm going to take this D to the sewing machine and I'll be right back. I have both of my D's here. I'm going to lay them out before I get started. Making sure everything's lined up. I'm going to stitch this direction because I have found with my machine, if I start with this corner and stitch, it likes to get stuck in my feed dogs. Just make sure as you're lining these up that they are going in the right direction. Otherwise, you'll be ripping them back out. Just gonna give it a finger press. I'm not gonna stitch these together yet until I go trim this off and press them open. I'm just going to keep that letter D together. Let's take these back over and get them trimmed. I'm just gonna press this to the dark side. If you would rather press them open, everybody has their preference. Trim my threads. My ruler has a 1/4 inch line on it. So I'm gonna lay this line on my stitch line. If yours does not, somewhere on your ruler is a 1/4 inch mark. If you'll lay it and measure, you'll know exactly where to trim to leave you with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Just make sure that you don't trim on this side or else you cut it off. Now we're going to I'm going to press that open. I'm going to do the same thing with our other D. We have our D's done. Next, I'm going to work on my letter A. I'm going to take my 2 sides of my A, and again, just like on my D, I'm going to make sure that my diagonals are facing towards the inside so my letter A looks right. You can pin these if you want. That's totally up to you. And I'm gonna stack these up one on top of the other so I know this is the top, and I'm going to just stitch one after the other. I'm gonna take this to the sewing machine and lay it back out. I have our A laid out. this is that long strip. And I'm just gonna sew one to the other. What I am gonna do is take this little pin and I'm gonna put it in the center, away from any stitching. This will tell me that this is my top if I forget. All right, we're gonna take these to the ironing board, trim these up, get those pressed, and press this out good. All right, here's the other two sides of our A. I'm going to line this up just in a line, and then I'm going to walk it over to the sewing machine and lay it back out. And then I'm going to stitch the letter D to our B strip. Then we're gonna stitch our letter A to our B strip. And then we're going to stitch everything together. I have my D strip laid out along with my B strip. I'm gonna stitch that together first. Right sides together. So there's our letter D along with our B strip. Now I'm going to lay out my A. And there's our A block with our B strip. Our last D. Oh, it's telling me my bobbin thread's running out. We're gonna try to milk it. And we did it. There's our dad. Let's go get it pressed and trimmed. Now on the back, I'm just gonna kind of press them in the direction that they want to go. Here we have our dad block. Thank you for joining us today for our dad block. If you make this block, share with us what you have created with this very special block. See you later.